How's my hair looking?
Your hair looks great. Luscious. You're talking to the wrong guy.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'd say it looks full and rich.
I'd say it looks
Same as it ever does.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Okay, man.
You ready?
I think so.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's You Be Trippin, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to You Be Trippin, the world's only travel book podcast and so forth. Today, on the episode, we have a good friend of mine and a man who helped me build this studio and conceive it, Toby McMullen.
What up, dude?
Welcome, Toby. Toby has been to a bunch of places himself, and today he's going to tell us about where we're going today.
We're going to Scotland, baby.
Going to Scotland! One of my favorite spots in the world. Nothing from Scotland here. I did have a charity shop. That's not true. Nope, that's from Spain. A bottle of Buckfast. We'll talk about that later. Why'd you go? When'd you go? Let's get into it. What'd you do?
Okay, so my family.
Tell me about it.
My
Yeah.
family is obsessed with the UK.
Really?
My parents love it. Growing up, it was always Masterpiece Theater in the house. I'd hear
No,
that.
really?
I'd hear that theme song on PBS. I'd want to kill myself.
Chicago? I thought you guys were all trash.
North Carolina.
Okay. Trashier, possibly, but yeah.
Yeah.
Different way. Less Polaki.
Yeah, they're Anglophiles, my folks.
Okay.
So they've been obsessed. My dad's a historian. He taught history, traced our lineage back. We're pure. My family lineage is the McMullen clan from Scotland.
Okay.
So we're the original settlers of Florida.
No, really?
One of Seminole County. So I'm like a Florida man from the original Florida men.
By the way, I love this theory it's going to be looked at harder in the future, but like we're the original settlers of the Seminole of another group of people area.
Very, very good point. Yes. We were the first guys to steal the land.
Yeah, exactly.
We really jumped in on it.
Okay, so
they loved it. They're obsessed with it. And then in elementary school, we spent a few months living in a tiny town in Scotland called Thornhill.
a few months.
Yes.
Wow.
My family's always been big
Why
on
a small town?
because my dad had like this romantic image of like the rolling hills of Scotland, and he would write, and
Yeah.
I believe that was like it's been a long time ago. I can't really remember. But Thornhill sucks shit. Never go there for
Really?
sure. Avoid the fuck out of
Is
it.
it in the Highlands? Where is it?
No, it's in the middle of nowhere. I'm not even sure where it is in terms of like.
On a map?
Yeah. All I know is that they have one convenience store, and that's it. And then a bunch of fields that smell like shit, full of orange cows. Yeah, but I remember I did love living there as a kid, though, or parts of it. Mostly
It
the
must have been exciting.
It was very exciting. The most exciting thing was that Scotland cuisine is so perfect for a child because they eat like children.
It's an obese country.
And it's French fries with every meal.
Yeah.
I mean, one of their like staples is a macaroni pie. It's macaroni and cheese, and
It's so good.
it's so good, dude. It's unbelievable.
I haven't thought about macaroni pies for a while. It's so good. I actually thought that was just one place that served them in Edinburgh on the Royal Mile, but that's a staple. You're saying
That's all over the country.
interesting. Yeah, Thornhill looks like it sucks. When your main picture is just a fucking parking street,
Yeah, dude.
like that's your what? I mean, I get the nice hills behind, but I mean, look at how dank this is.
But we weren't even there. We were in the middle of the country, just in the middle of nowhere, which it is beautiful.
God, yeah,
But just as a kid, there's nothing to do. It just sucks balls.
yeah.
I just watched a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and BattleBots.
It's so funny that when parents take you there and you're like, you do this amazing thing, you're like, shut up, Dad. I just want to watch TV.
Yeah. They took me to castles. I couldn't give a fuck.
Wow.
I was like, where's the PlayStation? You know?
Yeah.
It was bad.
Thornhill. So where the fuck is this? Okay, where is this towards Edinburgh? Newcastle. Oh, Edinburgh's.
To the right, it should be?
It's like I have no idea what the.
Yeah, it's over there somewhere.
Yeah.
But then, yeah,
Oh,
so
Glasgow. Okay.
that was my first exposure, and we traveled all over the country. It was cool. It was very eye-opening.
Yeah.
And when I got back from that, I didn't appreciate it. I was too young. But then the second trip we spent 9 months in Aberdeen.
Yeah, Aberdeen I've heard of.
which is in the north of Scotland.
Aberdeen? Yeah, this is in the south of Scotland.
Yeah, so if Edinburgh is Scotland's New York and Glasgow is at Chicago.
Glasgow is Chicago, yeah.
Aberdeen is Pittsburgh.
So now, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. What'd you do there?
So it would have been my 7th grade year of middle school.
North on the coast.
Super north.
Wow.
It's an oil town. They did
Aberdeen.
tons of offshore drilling. and stuff
past
there.
Dundee, which is a fucking stereotype joke. You have to go drive through Dundee.
Oh yeah, the Aberdonians. They have their accent is even thicker and more obnoxious than in Edinburgh. It's
okay. Edinburgh's this accent on the back. It's Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Yeah, that you can't understand the fucking word they say, and it's a 45-minute ride. You can see it there. It's so close. It's a government town in Edinburgh. It's Glasgow's, like you said, Chicago. Aberdeen. What the fuck's there?
It's awesome.
Really?
It rules. So I would have been in 7th grade, but I didn't go to middle school.
Okay.
I talked my way out of going to middle school, basically, in North Carolina. The school system was so shit, and I kind of just was like, I'm smarter than this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to learn anything in this school. I shouldn't have to go. And my parents were like, okay.
Fair enough. It's on PBS.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just spent what would have been like my middle school years just sleeping until noon, playing PlayStation, and then going skateboarding, right? It ruled. But what would have been my 7th grade year, my dad did a joint PhD program.
I did a joint.
A couple, 2, 3, I bet.
Yeah.
Between the University of North Carolina and the University of Aberdeen.
Tar Heels? I wanted to go there so fucking bad.
Yeah, but this was UNC Charlotte.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah.
Different.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, dude.
He's a professor?
Yes. He had his thesis got published as a book, and that's what he was working on in Aberdeen. So
wow.
he did, so he found out that they had this exchange program between the University of North Carolina and the University of Aberdeen. He was the only guy who did it. No one, everyone else was like, why the fuck would I go to?
Why is that our sister school? What a dumbass sister school.
Exactly.
Can we be at Barcelona, you?
Correct. Yeah, dude. So he was fired up about it. So we spent 9 months in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Which was incredible.
Wow, 9 months. That's so long. That's long enough to really get to know a place.
Yes. But as a kid, it was
How old were you?
I was 12. I turned 13 over there.
Okay.
So I just remember
So your bar mitzvah was in Aberdeen.
oh yes.
Okay, nice. I would love to. By the way, every Scottish joke that I heard about cheap Scots are just Jew jokes repurposed.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing. They were like, how was the copper wire invented? And I was like, how? I was like, I know this one. And they're like, 2 Scots fighting over a pence. And I'm like, I heard it slightly different.
Yeah. But that cheap Scottish shit is real, dude.
Yeah.
That's why they don't have table service at their comedy shows.
Why?
Because it's all bar service. They have intermissions. No one's going to leave. They're too cheap. They paid £5 to get into the show. They're getting their £5 worth of show out of it.
So what do you mean?
So like in America,
Yeah.
if you were to do a 2-act showcase style comedy show,
Yeah.
hella people would leave at the intermission. They would just be over it and bounce, right?
Yeah.
But they're like, I paid my £5.
I'm staying till it's over.
I'm getting my fucking
10
money.
intermissions. I'm not leaving.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
What'd you do in Aberdeen? What's there to do?
I watched a lot of bad TV, more BattleBots. Loved it, but mostly I luckily I skated, so that's how I was able to make friends.
There's a skate scene in Scotland?
Yeah, and it's sick.
Interesting.
So I
I
like,
love the things that unite, like that are not like nationality based.
Yes.
You know, they're everywhere. There's a skate park in Yangon and Rangoon that I was like, oh, it's just Ollie's an Ollie. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. So
it's like math, man. It's international
Were
language.
you better than them?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
I was new to it.
Okay.
So I was learning. That's where I like learned how to kickflip and stuff. Was in Aberdeen.
Because there they do it with a fucking knife in their hands.
Yeah. It's like Luke Skywalker training with Yoda on his back. You take it off and it's easy as fuck. So I had 2 ways that I made friends, and they were completely opposed to each other. The first was skateboarding.
Yeah.
And then the other was I got really into Lord of the Rings figurines. You know what Games Workshop is?
No, you fucking loser.
Yeah, I know,
No,
dude.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Okay, so it's
God,
like
I want to punch you so bad.
you should. It sucks shit.
It's gotta be tough to go on with this.
I know.
Sophie.
It gets so much worse, dude.
Thank God for your hair. All
I
right.
know, dude. I reformed after, I promise. So
okay.
there's a store called Games Workshop, and
Okay.
that's where all these kids would go to play this game called Warhammer, which is like painted figurines. They're like dice. It's very similar to Dungeons and Dragons. It's lame as shit.
Okay. Yeah, knockoff D&D.
So I wasn't even playing that one. I was doing the Lord of the Rings version of that, which is like just the most virgin thing you could do.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, you're 13, though. It's so cute.
yeah, but I also remember being just so desperate to kiss a girl. I hadn't kissed a girl yet, and I should have been in middle school in America, and instead I was like around these fat nerds in Scotland, just so stinky, so lame, and I would split my time between these like two friend groups where I had these super
Skaters
dorks and then these
dorks,
and then
yeah.
these skater dudes. One of the
I mean, I there's a scene in Can't Buy Me Love where, you know, he becomes cool. Do you know the movie?
I don't.
He saves up all his money from like lawn mowing. He's a nerd. He's in the nerd group. There's 5 nerds. And he saves all his money, he pays the hottest girl who just broke up with like the football player. He goes, "You date me for a week and I'll give you $5,000. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be and act like my girlfriend for a week. And I think it'll make me cool." And it did. You're like, who's this guy? And then he's cool. And then like he's sitting at the lunch table and his friends are like, "Oh, come on over." And he's like, "No." Like they had to like be opposite.
Yeah,
Groups were like, "Why are you looking at the nerds?" He goes, "No reason." And then he would like leave them.
Oh, dude turned his back on his homies.
Yeah, were you like that with the Warhammer bros and the fucking skate bros?
No, but I do remember the thing I remember most distinctly about that because it's so long ago. It's all pretty fuzzy. But I remember one of the kids in the Warhammer crew. Everyone called him Dick Nose.
I want to see him so bad.
He had this massive nose, horrible acne, just the biggest pimples on this thing, and everyone and it wasn't like mean. It wasn't like, "Oh, fucking Dick Nose over there." It was
That's
like
a good accent, bro.
It was like, "Oh, what up, Dick Nose?"
Oh, really?
Like it was Bill, you know?
Whoa. Oh, wow. Hi, everybody. Shoot, I didn't realize I was breaking in for the bumpers to tell you about my guest today, Toby McMullen. Not only is he a comedian who has a new 15-minute premiere special called Live from the Aladdin Theater on YouTube right now, he's also got a brand new podcast that just started called Dynamite Rocket Ship. I'm either on there this week or the following week. I'm also on Kill Tony this week, the greatest live podcast in history. Podcast and a comedian who's always trying to make you laugh no matter what. And if you're there watching him, you will laugh. But if you're off somewhere else looking for things to make you angry, well, he'll find that for you too. But Toby also helped me build this studio, you guys. He helped me build all this. By the way, well, I'll just tell you, yeah, we sat here for months and months and became friends and thought up a bunch of ways to make it a hangout. We had this idea for the Whites Wall. It's a middle-aged women in their 50s and 60s get where they fetishize other nations. So I have a lot of these. Starting from the top, we got 2 Lucha Libre masks from Ciudad de Mexico, Diablo Uma, de Ecuador, Andean, Guatemala, y Mexico Norte, más Lucha Libres, Bukis, y finalmente Tobago, the island. Islanda? Damn, I don't know that. For myself, I'll be doing my own tour, the farewell tour, guys. My only tour until 2027. All I'm doing is touring for about 4 months, and then I'm taking time off the road, so no more shows. So you want to see me on this tour. Starts in Austin in December. Actually, that's sold out already, December 13th and 14th. And then Tahoe, Nevada, December 21st. And then in January, we got Pittsburgh, Providence, Salt Lake City, and Brea. And then in February, Nashville, San Antonio, Tampa, Denver at the Comedy Works is going to be a greatest hits week. You can write down your notes of stuff you want me to say and bits and stuff, and I don't know, we're gonna have a good time. Then in March, Schaumburg, Illinois, and then Atlanta at the Tabernacle, March 15th. Get tickets right now for that. Portland, I'm excited. That's where Rogan recorded one of his specials with all the stars behind it. Looked really good. San Jose, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale in March, and then wrapping it up in April, big theater run, April 3rd, Seattle at the Moore Theater, Vancouver, April 4th, Calgary, April 5th, Edmonton, April 6th, and then finishing it off June 18th, Anchorage, Alaska. And then that's it for me. Get tickets at arishaffir.com. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you're watching and listening to this podcast. I'm almost got that 100,000 subscriber YouTube fucking plaque that I'll put up there somewhere. And I'm not gonna. I'll put it over there where you can't see it. Maybe I'll put it up there. I'm gonna redesign this place. Anyway, let's get back to the episode. Toby, take us to Scotland. A pale man for a pale place.
But I was taking this art class where, because my parents were like, you have to do something. You can't just sleep all day and then go skateboarding. We have to pretend that you're getting some sort of education out here. So I was taking this art class, and the teacher was like young 20s.
Can't put that up, yeah. Oh my God, by the way, everybody says this was me. This went around for a while. Like, Ari, that is you.
Wow,
like,
dude. Is that your dad?
Cunts. Shut up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the resemblance is striking. His nose.
I think Segura sent me a picture, sent me this. It was like, congratulations, National Geographic, bro.
That's huge. It's big. Yeah, the nose is a little small on that, but it's close.
Fuck you. All right. So, yeah, go ahead.
So I was in this art class, and the teacher was so hot. Like, and that's in Scotland, where the women just look.
Let's talk about it. The pastiest. All right. So, okay, there's so much. I'm going to have to figure this out for this podcast. I want to go off on a tangent now but then get back to this story.
Yes.
Let's get back to how ugly they are. Go ahead. Let's go on with your story.
They're
so gross. They're the pastiest. It's like this negative pink. If you invert pink on a computer, yes. That's what they are.
Yes.
Still somehow can be hot, some of them.
Yes, without question. But
I think some of it's golf course syndrome, where it's like you see a chick on a golf course and you instantly, because there's no chicks around, you're like, oh, look at this 42-year-old mother of two. Like, whoa, But in the real world, I'm like, ugh.
They all look like they're made out of Quickcrete. Like, they're just gray and craggy. It's just rough.
Yeah.
But then you'll see one and you're like, wow, you are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then they talk and you're like, wow.
Shirley Manson.
I don't know who that is.
From Garbage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lead singer of Garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, what? How did you get out?
Totally.
Okay, go ahead.
So, tattoos, this art teacher. So cool.
It just hit me, by the way. I'm only happy when it rains. Meant she was happy quite a lot.
Oh, in Scotland?
Yeah.
It just
struck me now. Like, she's one of the happiest people on earth.
Yeah, the weather in Scotland, horrific.
Okay. Yeah.
Bad. Seattle style.
Oh, yeah.
But I was in this art class, and she's like, what are you doing after this? And I was like, oh, well, I'm not.
Oh, you're a kid. So
yeah,
no.
okay. Yeah, no. No, it's not. The story isn't that cool.
Yeah.
This is the coolest story that's ever been told on your show.
I've never met a white before. I've only met clear.
Yeah, dude. So she's like, what are you doing after this? And I was like, well, I'm either going to go play with these Lord of the Rings figures. I had them in my bag. I had like a box of them.
Right, yeah.
Or I'm going to go skateboarding. And she was like, you should go skateboarding. And I was like, really? She was like, yeah, my boyfriend skates. That's cool. And that like clicked in my head. That moment, that moment like changed the trajectory of my entire existence.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, babes.
You're a huge boarder now.
I love skating. Yeah. I still skate to this day.
Wow.
But it's...
Yeah, just that. Some hot older lady.
Yep.
And then I'm set forever on that.
Yep. That's also how I started smoking cigarettes, was when I was older.
Dude, I was smoking, and we were playing basketball. We had a comedians basketball and some writers too. Comedians basketball game on Saturdays at the Hollywood High. No, it wasn't Hollywood High. It was another high school, middle school. And so I hadn't finished my cigarette yet, and we were like on defense, still smoking it. And then I was like running up the court, and I was like, come on, this Scarborough. I was like, come on. I was like, yeah. And I took my last drag and threw it out. Like, what are you smoking, dude? You're too smart for that. I'm like, I know, you're right. They're like, it's bad for your health. I'm like, you're right, I know. And they're like, it makes you stink. I'm like, you're right, I know. And like, it's not cool. And I'm like, hold on.
Easy does it.
Yeah, that's the only reason anyone smokes.
It's the coolest.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
The greatest.
That's why this vape situation, I'm not for it.
Yeah, the vapes aren't cool, but the cigs were cool. They are still cool.
Now I want a cigarette right now.
I know.
Okay, sorry.
It's been a long time since I had one.
So that's why you got into skating, because of this chick.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
This babe was like...
That's really cool.
She was very subtly being like, don't be a nerd.
Yeah.
go skateboarding.
Yeah, like I would not. If a regular teacher would be like, "Oh, we'll do whatever your heart tells you."
Yeah.
But she's like, "Nah, my boyfriend, this guy that fucks me, does does skating."
Dudes who fuck skate. Dorks who jerk off play Warhammer. and then later join 4chan and say horrific things about everyone.
You know whose boyfriend does Warhammer? No one.
Nobody's.
Okay, so you were there at 13. What'd you eat? What'd you get into? The pies were great.
Love the macaroni pies. I love a shepherd's pie or cottage pie.
So talk about the breakfasts in Scotland.
Are the best.
Yeah.
Like world class.
Unheralded.
I would put the full Scottish breakfast
Full Scottish breakfast.
up against any breakfast.
Any breakfast. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's a Midwesterner. Midwesterners look at this thing and are like, that's a lot.
It's a lot, but it's so hearty, and it's not crazy much though.
Right. So for a full Scottish breakfast, you're gonna have,
and you can get this anywhere. By the way,
everywhere has it.
Everywhere has it.
It's
Look
got
at that thing. So what is all this?
So you got a fried egg.
Fried egg is the staple.
Is a staple.
That's
you got
this.
beans.
Yeah. Which no one in America's like, that's not a breakfast thing. That's a burrito thing or a fucking 4th of July barbecue thing. It's not. It's a breakfast thing.
It's a breakfast thing, and it's
Yeah.
great. And it's
Yeah.
great. And people will say like
it's colored in a weird like lighter brown than we have. Yeah.
And people will say like the beans should be in a cup on the side. It's like no,
interesting.
no, fuck that. Slop all in the
Slop.
all together.
Yeah.
So you got your beans, and then they have their bacon, which is more like Canadian bacon. It's
Yeah, which is-
big,
it's-
fat, hearty, delicious.
It's this one. Yeah. They're rounder.
Yeah.
And they're crinkled on the edges. It's not strips.
Yeah. And it's like if bacon was steak. It's
Yeah.
so fucking
That's
good.
this one, right?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Yeah. It's really, dude, when you're also, if you stayed up all night drinking, which you didn't do this at 13, this is the fucking jam. Walking home on acid in Edinburgh, and it's like at 10 a.m., it's like, I'll get a breakfast, and getting this before bed, it's like,
Yes.
So what else is there? What's this at the bottom left?
That I'm not
I don't know.
sure.
We know what this is.
That's sausage. The
Yeah.
sausage is great. Then on the right you have the blood sausage.
That's this one? No, this. The square one.
That
I don't know.
This is a weird setup they have here. But then you have the blood sausage, which is like a little black hockey puck of
That's this.
deliciousness, and it's gross. That might be haggis,
It might be haggis.
which is also delicious. Did you eat haggis?
Love it.
It's amazing.
There's a few things I've tried in my life that I expected to hate.
Yes.
But I'm like, I should try it anyway. My friend told me, I took a marketing class in first year, Yeshiva University, and they told us about regional foods that were big in a certain place and then really not big anywhere else. And this was Werner's ginger soda was big in the Michigan area, in Detroit, whatever. My
Right.
friend was going to University of Michigan. I was like, hey, have you know Werner's? And he was like, yeah, I see it sometimes. I'm like, can you get me one? And I'm like, I'm not gonna like ginger soda. And he goes, it's got bite. It's not even ginger ale. It's ginger soda.
Right.
And I loved it. And I'm like, get me more. Get me so much more. Haggis was another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets a horrible rap, but it's like delicious meat, savory oatmeal.
God, it's so good, especially fried late night.
Yes, dude.
Oh,
Yes.
it gets such a bad rap.
Horrific rap, but it's great. Everyone can fuck right off with their hate of
Why do they
haggis.
get that bad rap?
Well, it is like cooked in the intestines of a sheep.
Cooked in the intestines of a sheep.
Which
That's got to
bums
be
people
part
out,
of it.
but it's like, you eat hot dogs, dude. Shut up. That's pig
Shut
face.
the fuck up.
Yeah, that's like pig face and dog foreskin. Like, who
Yeah.
gives a shit?
Thick slab of butter. They don't give a fuck. Look at this coffee mug. What a beautiful setup, by the way. Whoever took this.
It's a great
Pinterest.
photo.
Yeah, coffee mug with Scotland on it.
A little toast. They do the halved tomato,
The half tomato grilled.
grilled, burnt, crispy.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good, dude.
And then you take all this shit for the fried egg so you can like get the yolk
Yes.
leaking out. And it's just, God damn it.
It's the best breakfast.
It's the best breakfast.
Unparalleled.
Do you know how this differs from English breakfast? I do not.
I don't. I did at one point.
No what's it called for sure? No haggis.
Yeah. The Scottish breakfast doesn't invade India.
Doesn't invade India.
Yeah.
Let's see what else they got here.
I want to kill myself for saying that.
That's not bad. It didn't register for a second. I apologize.
No, this is a bad joke. Yeah, they're similar, but then slightly different. They bring it to you in their real about it. Yeah, and there's Scotland versus England in general. The Scottish have such a better disposition.
Well, they've been invaded, and they're see, that's a good blood pudding right there.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
And the sausages are so thick and hearty.
Yes.
And you wouldn't go sausage and bacon and blood pudding. What the fuck is blood pudding, by the way?
It's ground sausage stuff, and then they mix blood in with it. Which is why it gets so black and weird. But it's one of those things where you gotta just eat it and not think about it because you're like,
You can't think about it.
this is weird, but this is pretty great.
Yeah. Oh, you know what another food was like? Chantacuros, those beetle dung larvae.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I liked it. But I liked it okay. No, what I really liked was the cuy, was the guinea pig. That was like a delicacy. Like the chantacuros, I was like, I could have it. It was okay, but like the guinea pig was like thick and rich.
I wonder if I could eat I definitely wouldn't eat
the problem
the
with the
bugs.
guinea pig, it's set out, we won't go into it, but it's set out like this, and it's smiling, and it's grilled, so you see a full guinea pig laid out. Like, it doesn't not look like, chicken doesn't look like a chicken.
Yeah.
You know? And those do. This doesn't look like intestine of a sheep.
It looks like you crucified your little homie.
Yeah. And he's still got the teeth, and he's smiling. It's like,
Oh, dude, that's so twisted.
yeah.
Yeah, that's no good. But the haggis is amazing. But those are the only truly stellar food. The Indian food's pretty good. That's all over the UK though. Yeah, that's so fucked up, dude. That's your buddy.
That's my buddy.
that's your little homie, man. I don't know if I could eat that. I definitely couldn't eat bugs. I don't even eat seafood because I find it to be too close to bugs.
So, okay, get back to it. So what did we do? What did we do there? What did we had with day to day? You hung out with skaters. That's cool.
Yes.
And then 9 months.
And that became like my friend group. I met a dude named Ewan Carroll. He's the man. Shout out Ewan.
Ewan. What a Scottish name.
Yeah, and we had similar tastes in like pop culture, but they had all this shit that we didn't have. Like they had like the Mighty Boosh old comedy show. So and then I got to show him stuff that he'd never seen. So we had this like
cool.
And he was big into comedy. We both loved like Kevin Smith and shit like that.
Because here, if you were into Mighty Boosh, you were a hipster, cool person to even hear about it. It was only on BBC, like where The Office played.
Yeah.
And it was like, how would you even find out about that? That's such a cool exchange of cultural stuff. Yeah,
Totally.
wow. Because they did have some really good stuff.
Yeah, they had some funny stuff. A lot of bad stuff too.
Yeah, Faulty Towers I never quite got.
No, it's none of the British like comedies are like.
Yeah. Was there any Scottish?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not that I recall, but it was also what was fucked up is that going over there, they still at that point they still only had 4 channels.
Yeah, BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three,
BBC One, BBC Two,
Dave,
IGTV,
Yeah.
maybe something like that, and then Channel 4.
Okay.
And Channel 4 was that shit.
That was it.
Channel 4 was their like reckless network. That was like after 10, tits all over the place, cool like unedited movies. It was Channel 4 was the jam.
Wow.
Channel 4 ripped. I saw this. I still think about it to this day. They had this show where they would just show clips. It would come on at like 2 a.m.
I know it. No, I don't know it.
They would just show clips of like weird cult, old school, like obscure movies.
Okay.
That were like real fucked up. And they showed this clip of this one movie, and I've been dying to see this movie, but I could never figure out what it was. But it's this guy who's being attacked almost like by like an Evil Dead demon chick, and they're like flirting, and he's like, "Yeah, I love getting high off my ass," and she's like, "Oh yeah," and then she turns into a demon, and then bends him over and starts shoveling cocaine into his ass.
Oh.
And she's like, "What's the matter? I thought you like getting high off your ass," and like kills this guy by stuffing his ass full of cocaine. So
I thought it was too where you're like, you want to be like, it's just a speech thing. Lady, I'm not. I don't really mean that.
Yeah, it's turn of phrase.
Turn of phrase. Yeah.
So if anybody knows what the name of that movie is, I'd love to fucking see it.
Yeah, reach out to Toby. Where are you on Instagram?
At Toby.McMullen. It's my only social media.
Toby dot. I assume you have to like uppercase both the M's.
No, you can lowercase them.
or say, Instagram's like, I don't know how to do this. At Toby.McMullen. Reach out if you know that fucking movie and tell them. So that's cool. That's fun. Like exchanging ideas like that with people. What did he like from America? Even
Family Guy had just hit.
Nice.
So that was big.
Yeah.
That was real big.
Dude, my buddy told me about that I met in Guatemala. My buddy is from England. Told me about the Big Les. You know Big Les? Mm-hmm. Oh, I got to show it to you later. It's just 5-minute shorts on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's just they're great. Anyway, I'll show them to you later.
Okay, so
They're great, stupid, high, fucking around like high. The whole season's probably like 45 minutes because they're 5-minute episodes and there's like 6 seasons of it. It's for when you're stoned out your ass with somebody.
sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds like the shit that I like.
Yeah, just a bogan. Okay, so what else happened during that period? Or should we jump to 17?
No, we'll get there in a second. There's still
Okay.
some, there's still some like there were some really cool moments that I got to experience.
Hi guys, today's episode of You Be Trippin is brought to you by Shopify.com. Whatever you're selling online, Shopify will help you sell it. They set up your online platform from start to finish to get you connected to your customers, no matter what you sell. What I'm selling is reactions to the smell of my belly button lint. We have today Caitlin here, who's gonna smell my belly button, and let's try to commodify this reaction. Hold on. Caitlin, get a nice rip of that. You didn't smell it. I know you didn't fucking smell it, you bitch. I know you didn't fucking smell it. She pretended to lean in.
Oh, stinky. Oh,
She's
I
a
can smell
fucking
it.
liar.
I can smell it from here.
That reaction is discounted at half price because who's gonna pay for that garbage? You didn't even do it. You fucking bitch. You didn't even fucking do it. You just go like as if you smell forward. Anyway, whatever you're selling, go to Shopify.com to help you sell it to your customers. Upgrade your business. You get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Did you even consider smelling it? Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/trippin, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/trippin to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/trippin. That was a debacle. Now back to the episode.
One of them being there was a skate video that came out that was huge. It's called This Is Skateboarding by a shoe company named America.
Oh, I remember America. E-America?
E-America,
Yeah. Dude, I was a big poser when I started comedy. Wore a wristband, couldn't skate.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, big poser, dude.
No way.
Big poser.
Did you tell people you could? Or you just let them infer?
I just wear it. Yeah, somebody called me a poser at I was at Treasure Island in Vegas. I was like, fucking poser. I was just walking and I was like, fuck you. Like I let myself believe lies really well. It's like, you don't know shit. But
I ripped, dude.
literally the best I could do, I eventually learned I could skate. Duncan taught me how to skate down a curve. How to,
that's good.
Lift the nose so you could just
ride
go down.
right off.
Yeah. So would a poser be able to do that? You fucking bitch. Who's still in my head 20 years later.
Would a poser be able to do the second thing you figure out?
This is skateboarding?
Yes. And it was sorry, I'm just looking at it. I took a bunch of notes so I could keep all this straight. in my head.
Okay.
And they premiered it it was not a premiere, it was more of a screening at one of the movie theaters in Aberdeen.
Oh, cool.
And every skateboarder from all over
this. Yeah.
packed this theater out, and it was one of the most incredible experiences I'd had up until that point. Because this was before the internet, before YouTube. Like, it was hard to get your hands on this shit. Like, there would be
Right, tapes.
or DVDs, and they would
Right.
come out every handful of years. There'd be a big one. Now they're just being rifled off left and right. But it was this packed theater, oversold. We're sitting in the aisles, me and my new friends, watching, Andrew Reynolds and all these incredible guys, Kevin Long, watching these video parts, and the place was popping off, dude. Just screaming and just like
Really?
grabbing each other and just like, oh my God, you fucking believe this? Andrew Reynolds is frontside flipping 15 stairs, and you're like, holy fucking shit. And it was so, because I was so lonely for a lot of that experience. I'd spent so much time by myself. That it felt so good to just be in this room with all these other kids and just like connecting and
Damn.
all experiencing this thing together.
Damn. And everybody there is into skateboarding. No one's just like, let me see what this movie is.
No, everyone is stoked.
Wow.
Just so hyped.
Was that like a groundbreaking one?
Oh, huge.
Wow.
Huge. After it ended,
watch
everybody
it.
lit out, and there was a skate spot like a block away, and everybody went skating.
Wow.
The skate shop who had set it up was doing like product tosses. They're like throwing boards.
They
into
did
the
that to
crowd.
Goodfellas. They had a screening of Goodfellas, and everybody went out and went to a place where they could be the fucking garbage worst of the whites people.
Sure, yeah, they all went out and beat their wives.
Yeah, they would beat their wives and acted like fucking mafiosos even when they're not. They're like, "Oh, come back there."
Yeah. I'm a valet, but I have a pinky ring.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't know if you'll
I'm talking
think
about you,
it.
Brett Ernst and Verzi. Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. There's nothing like a packed movie theater.
it's never gonna be this. It's never gonna happen again.
It will. It has been. For Oppenheimer, the chicks all fucking finally figured out how much movies cost when they went to see Barbie.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Movies are over $10?
Yeah, they're like, for a while, dude.
Yeah.
I went and saw the new Mission Impossible just like on a whim. I was just on my couch. I was just like, I'll go see a movie. Oh, Mission Impossible. I'll go see it. I go to the theater, pretty full, and very quickly, everyone in the theater started clapping at like moments where you should not clap. Like Tom Cruise hits the run, and this is in Astoria, Queens, so it's just like a bunch of Latino families just like clapping, losing their minds. And I was like, what the fuck is going on with it? And then I realized that it was opening day. I thought the movie had come out the week before. I was there opening night, and these were the die-hard Tom Cruise fans.
The Impossibles.
So yeah. They're all cruising for bruising, these guys.
I got into Scientology for 7 years because of him.
Yeah, it was like when people clap on a plane.
All due respect to the Scientologists, I mean you no harm, and I don't want any trouble.
For real. Please don't kidnap me and stuff me in the bowels of a boat. This is good for you.
Yeah.
I lived in a town over from Clearwater where the Scientologists.
Clearwater, Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a local slur for Scientologists because they're all over.
Yeah.
Sinos.
So nice. Nice.
Yeah. So people like these fucking sinos everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So take that. You can take that with you.
Damn, that's so cool that everybody got into it there.
Like,
because that's such
lost their minds.
Yeah, and that movie brought everyone together. Skateboarding in general because the movie wasn't made in Scotland.
No.
You know?
It's made in California.
Yeah, so it's like it brought the U.S. and where does skateboarding start? California. Yeah. I just like instantly everyone's in the same spot. Mm-hmm. We all do this thing.
We can all connect and relate to this.
Wow. Yeah.
It ruled. The other thing that was jarring was like the fashion there is so terrible.
Yeah, really bad.
They all dress like Ohio mall kids. Like just like there's no style.
Yeah.
And their taste in pop culture is like weirdly skewed. Like everyone like loves the Foo Fighters in Scotland.
Really?
They like you'll see so many I don't know if it still is, but you would see Foo Fighters shirts everywhere. And in my head I was like, that band from the radio, really that's like what everyone loves? It's weird the things that blow up there because it's like the language is the same, but
yeah, it's
different.
weird. I remember there was an ad for Bush, the band Bush.
Yeah,
they got big here. You look like for sure someone's modeled his life after Gavin Rossdale. I just realized.
Yeah,
they're playing over in Plaza, but like they went back to England and played there. They're English, and the ad was, "Come see what America thinks we're missing."
No way, dude.
Yeah, and they just didn't hit there. They just weren't big there.
Whoa.
It's like no reason for it. And then we don't have like their big bands. It was like we've never even heard of them.
No, the Arctic Monkeys made it big over here, but there's very few Scottish anything that really blows up. It's like the Arctic Monkeys.
I would walk 500 miles.
You and McGregor,
yeah,
and then those guys.
There's always a here or there something. You're like, oh, that's Scotland?
Yeah.
So do you feel, by the way, connected to Scotland when you hear something about it? Do you like perk up more than you would about like a Cambodian thing?
Now probably I'm more like, oh, that's cool. Rude. So rude, dude. First show in the new studio, you don't silence the phone, man. The disrespect. Took a accidental screenshot trying to silence it.
Later, it's this fucking spam shit from goddamn stupid Joe Rogan telling me to get ivermectin. And they call you for the next 6 years trying to sell you any dick pill, any pill. They don't warn you about everything. He didn't do all his research. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
How are you feeling about this, by the way?
What?
About the space?
I'm loving it.
Feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's roomy.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's roomy like a Scottish Highland.
I'm really having a panic attack about the video coming out and the audio being clear. But other than that,
listen. I mean, we'll see. But we did the whatever long
focus.
Story, the focus.
Did our due diligence. I let you do it. So
you let me do it. So there's less fuck up. I mean, I think this was a fucking coup, dude. We can make a great looking fucking cool place.
Fuck yeah.
Scotland, right here.
Yeah, baby.
Can you get that in the shot? I think you can. There's Edinburgh. There's St. Andrews.
Been there.
And it's way up.
Let's see what else did I have. Do you like brown sauce?
I do like brown sauce. I don't love it, but I'm okay with it.
I like it.
So you never had Buckfest?
No.
You were too young.
I was too young. But we'll get into my Scotland boozing on my next trip.
Okay.
I booze heavy there.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Took some notes. I love a guest that takes notes and like thinks about it because this shit's a long time ago.
It's
so you
dude.
really got to like think about it and go, oh yeah, I forgot about that, forgot that. If I'm just like, how was Scott? You're like, really nice nature, and you'd forget the fucking movie.
Yeah.
A little guess who does some fucking work.
Yeah. Oh, this is big. I'm going to say this
Okay.
up top. So my family was obsessed with Scotland, right? To the point where we would go to the Highland Games in North Carolina, which is like the Renaissance fair for Scottish shit. They dress us up in fucking kilts. So I'm like a little kid running around in a skirt.
Really?
Watching dudes do the like caber toss and stuff.
Oh, you showed me shit like that before.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Just a giant telephone pole that you're flipping.
Yeah, except it's not Scottish dudes. It's like redneck farmers who were like,
taking it
my
new.
folks, my family came from over there. It's just like, dude, what the fuck are we doing, man?
I love how your redneck is Philly. Because that's
just
not how they talk in North Carolina.
I'm trying to. I do. Are you garbage? The Philadelphia accent is like that's my go-to accent now.
It's taken over for trash.
Yeah, so it's like, how does my family sound? Like, oh man, it's real disappointing that you don't go to church on Wednesdays. Why is my southern accent not working? Whatever.
Yeah, it's not that great.
But it used to be impeccable. So
The Highland Games.
yeah, North Carolina
cool.
Highland Games. So embarrassing. I'm from Maiden, North Carolina, and
So they went there to like. Did you ever do it up there?
No, never went to any Highland Games. The
Grandfather
Grandfather
Mountain
Mountain
Highland
Highland
Games?
Games. Fuck yeah, dog. Yeah, but that was me. I was like
These
those
little kids in kilts.
I was like a little kid in a kilt, man. How embarrassing is that? Oh, it's
Oh,
humiliating.
and they have it in like what's that language in Scotland?
Gaelic.
Gaelic, but it's kind of a cousin to the Irish, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Kid Milfied with 100,000 welcomes.
Yeah. So the
Look at these little fucking redhead losers, kids.
dude, that's
This kid's got some black in him. He's got a chance. This kid back here, all sunblock his whole life.
yeah, terrible.
Look at this. He's running with look at them all running with their tongues out.
God,
Dumb fucks.
dude, this is me.
This one,
If one of those kids has a bowl cut and a rat tail, it would look exactly like how I look.
yeah, I love this black kid's lapping these dudes.
Oh,
he's
just
got the
burning
fucking,
'em.
he's got the fucking Usain Bolt form. You know? The other kid's like, I like running.
And he's like, eat shit, pussy. I'm here to win.
Yeah, eat my dust, bitches. Eat my dust.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for. Oh, I did one of my most vivid memories of living there in Aberdeen was
Yeah.
I was with the Warhammer nerd kids.
Yeah.
And we went to go play laser tag.
Cool.
And we're playing laser tag, having fun, and then out of the like fog machine mist, and this little kid comes running with no vest, no gun, just a loose child in this laser tag arena.
Yeah.
You know, flying in the face of the rules of combat. And then behind him comes the fattest man you've ever seen with 2 vests on and 2 guns laying waste to everyone. He had taken this little kid's vest,
What?
put it over his so that if he got shot, it would count on the other kid's score and he
my
couldn't
God.
get hit. And he's just terminating dudes, bro. Just lighting fools
Wow.
up. This is the dork terminator.
Legend.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that always stays the funniest image.
No, he's running like he's still going to get killed. No.
Just this fat, redheaded dickhead
Oh, my God.
blasting away. It was great. So then,
Can I read a poem real quick?
I don't know.
Because the passing of one of their own, Sandy Jones, from the Highland, North Carolina Highland Games. And there's a poem here for him. So, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm on your face. The rains fall soft on their fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. Fight on, Sandy Jones. Fight
Yeah.
on.
Shout out Sandy Jones.
Yeah.
Cosplaying as a.
Cosplaying as an adult.
Yeah, it's so weird,
Yeah.
dude.
Own slaves.
Yeah, for sure.
That's funny. We got to do a comedian's laser tag game.
That would be a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, let's get to you as a fucking young adult here.
All right, so then
This is great. You've been back a few times.
flash forward to 2009.
Okay. Modern times now.
Yes.
There can be only one.
Yes. 2009. I'd just gotten kicked out of college.
Yeah.
I was kind of like unsure of what I was doing with my life, and my dad was like going to do research for this book, and was like, "We're going to go live in France. Do you want to come with us?" And I was like, oh, "It would be an insane opportunity to say no to."
Yeah.
So I was like, "For sure, I'll go." So we went and we spent a month in this tiny town in the south of France, and one day we woke up and we were like eating breakfast, and we're looking around, and my dad is like, "Yo, I fucking hate it here." And my mom and I were both like, "Fucking us too." We were all like pretending like we liked it because we didn't want to upset
To be nice for the other person. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, let's get fuck France. Let's go to Edinburgh. And we were like, yeah. So we bagged the whole, we were supposed to stay in France for like months and months. And then we were like, fuck this place.
Yeah.
This sucks. I shit in a river in France because I hated it so much, like out of spite. I was like,
spite shit.
I was like, fuck this town.
Wow.
And not like, I didn't get in the water and shit. I sat on the edge of a fence.
Plooped?
On this, yeah, I blooped it. This river that separated Vichy France and not Vichy France in World War II, and I just shit in this river, just like fuck this town, dude. I hated it,
Dude, that's fucking wild.
Fuck France.
Wow. Okay.
So we go to Edinburgh. We get there. I was 19, and while I was in France, I was just drunk every day.
Yeah.
I inverted my sleep schedule. I would wake up at 5 p.m. I'd start drinking wine with my folks. Then I'd go to the one corner store they had in this tiny town and grab a bottle of rum for €5 and then drink that all night. And
goodbye, tacky, but goodbye.
And was like just like trying to figure out what the fuck I wanted to do with my life. I thought I wanted to be an actor, but I was like, this shit sucks. Like I kicked out of acting school. And I was listening to Patton Oswalt's Werewolves and Lollipops. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want to do this. Because you don't have to memorize lines. You get to say whatever you want.
Yeah, I love people. How do you memorize your lines? Like, there are no lines.
There are no lines.
Say whatever you want.
Exactly. So I was like, I want to do this. I want to do stand-up. So we moved to Edinburgh. And the first time we were there, I looked up comedy clubs in Edinburgh. They have a great one there called The Stand. And I went there every night. The first time I went, I started hanging out. That first night, I met a guy named Jerry, who was an American from Rhode Island, who was a stagehand. They have a lot of theater in Edinburgh, obviously.
Yeah. The Stand is on. It's in Newtown, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm picturing it now. It's on this long road.
I could walk there. It's up the hill, and it's across from the the Botanical Gardens or something. There's like a park across the street.
Yeah. Gorgeous park.
Amazing park.
Yeah. Good place to smoke weed.
Fuck yeah, dude.
They're not high on weed there.
Dude, okay, so this is the thing that happened in Edinburgh. Everybody smokes spliffs, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like an American guy who's used to smoking bowls. So I went and got a Chillum, like the straight pipe without a carb on it.
For like one-hitters?
Yeah, but bigger than a one-hitter.
Okay.
It's more like a bowl in the front.
Okay.
And I was smoking that, and everyone thought I was a crackhead. Everyone I tried to pass it to would be like, oh, what the fuck is that? And I'd be like, it's weed, man. They'd be like, no, roll a spliff, mate. And I was like, no, dude, I don't want tobacco in my fucking weed,
It's crazy.
man.
And I try to explain to them, they're like, you don't smoke it like that in America. I'm like, just blacks. Only blacks smoke it like that here.
Yeah, we're like cheap hippies.
Yeah, okay, maybe. But like, maybe. But like, that's a charade, kind of thing.
Sure. It's a way to save money.
I get, they always say that it lasts longer that way. It lasts longer. I'm like, just smoke less weed. Take the amount of weed you're putting in the spliff,
Yes.
hit it in a one-hitter,
Yes.
and then go smoke your cigarettes.
Yes.
What do you mean? Although, I do get it now. I will do them in like Mexico and places like that.
Mm-hmm.
You roll them. It's like, it's just a nicer buzz in a cigarette.
Yeah.
And the joy of smoking is nice.
It is.
So it lasts longer means the time lasts longer.
And it's like now that since I've quit cigs, it's like a nice way to cheat on that.
Yeah, right.
It's a nice way to get a
I got re-addicted in Scotland.
Because of the split.
Ahir Shah, my roommate, was smoking them all the time. I was like, well, I'll smoke splits with you because you can't smoke a pure, they call it. He's fucking, I'm not going to say that word, but like, not the first podcast we do, but like, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
And then I went to Croatia to like take a little vacation, go to an islands, and then I was like, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm addicted to cigarettes from these fucking spliffs.
They'll get you.
Yeah, I bought a pouch and I was like, I'll just do it here. Love a pouch. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first time I met Jerry. He's a stagehand, and he was like just like a local at the comedy club. That was his bar. That was his hangout.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So he would also like run tech for them sometimes. So I'm just like shooting the shit with him, and we're just like talking comedy after the show, and he was like, "Do you do comedy?" And I was just instant lie. Just, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
19 years old, just talking shit. He's like, "Oh yeah, in Chicago," and because that's where I got kicked out of school, and he was like, "Oh, cool. You want to meet the comics?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." So then he took me backstage. I'm like chopping it up, and he's going. I remember introducing the guy and be like, "This is my new friend Toby. He's a comic from Chicago. He knows comedy." And we just sat back there, and I just sat back there, just talking, just because I was such a comedy nerd.
Yeah.
Just talking with everybody, and then they kicked everyone out, and then I was drinking with the staff.
No.
And then I went there
because you're a comic to them.
Exactly.
So they're like, oh, he's cool. He can stay.
You can hang. So, and I've always been, until I had to quit, I was always an excellent drinker in terms of like using it to maneuver the social aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Just really good at keeping the vibe up.
Skill's not done enough being a good drinker.
It's so important, dude.
So you're there at Edinburgh just hanging out with the guys. That's how you started comedy?
Yeah.
So how'd you go from there to doing it?
So
It's so funny.
Lying.
A little lie. You a comic?
Lying.
Go, yes. And then you're just in.
Yeah.
You're just, that's, so did you start there?
Let's check it out. So I started to hang out every night. They stopped charging me for admission. I just got to hang. They started giving me the employee discount on drinks.
Oh.
I was the only one who drank. They had a bottle of Jim Beam, way up at the top, and I was like, "Can I get a shot of Jim Beam?" And they were like, "Fucking really?" Exactly, dude. Because they don't do shots over there. The drinking culture is very different.
They don't do shots, or they do exact pours.
Yeah.
With the things actually in there. You can't even like do it like here. They do like that, and then as they're ready to pour, they keep it going a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, they raise this thing in. It's all these bottles, like this, and they have a thing attached to it.
Yeah.
And they just push it in. It fills up this like medicine cap cup, and then that what comes out like a gumball machine.
Exactly.
It is the pour. And
you
you're
can
like,
see
go
it.
bigger.
Then they won't.
They won't.
But they will if you're the homie. So I would do shots and hang out, and they didn't have an open mic, but they had a Monday night. They had their like new comic showcase called Red Raw, and it was incredibly hard to get on because it was packed. It was £5 a ticket. Students, younger people, wall to wall, sold out every week, and it was incredibly competitive to get on because of good show, and there's not a lot of stand up happening throughout Scotland. You know what I mean? So people would travel from London, from Glasgow to do this showcase to try and get
Glasgow
into the
stand
club.
is one of the best clubs in the world.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
the Edinburgh stand is good, but the Glasgow stand is like it's top tier.
It's
club.
cool. They're right up on you. It's
Yeah.
long and sideways. So I, through lying and being a good hang, the booker gave me 2 spots a month apart. So the first time I'm ever going to do stand up, it was in Scotland.
What?
And I at this sold out show, and I wrote one joke. This was 5 minutes. I wrote one joke. And then I was like, and then I'll just improvise.
I can't do that now.
Dog, for real.
Yeah.
So I'm in the back waiting to go on, just drinking, smoking weed out of my crack pipe, chillum, just being like, if I get stoned, it'll be better,
Yeah.
So wrong. I get on stage, the lights are so bright,
Yeah, no one's expecting it. No one's ready for it.
and I've told everyone that I'm a comic. So they all there's expectation.
Of you, like, oh, this guy's gonna crush with an American style stand up.
Exactly.
That'll be great. Yeah.
Exactly. Ari.
American style liar.
Yeah. I bombed.
Yeah.
I mean,
really?
the sweat.
I love a cold sweat. I love a cold sweat.
Oh, dude. Oh, it's so upsetting to think about.
One of my favorite things is Kill Tony is if I take that seat closest to it's flipped. The guy will be here, but like let's do it here, and I'll be this close, and I'll be watching him bomb, and I just stare at his forehead to see if I can see it coming out. Like you can't interrupt for a minute, but I just like want to like see because I know I've had it myself.
Yeah,
and then it's just like you see it get glistening. It's so interesting.
Oh, it's the worst feeling. Yeah. I did an Australian accent of this joke, and to complete silence, and in the back you just hear a guy go, "Hey, good accent." It's like, fuck, dude, come on.
Wow.
Yeah, but then luckily I had another set lined up.
Yeah.
So then I was humiliated, mortified, and I was like, that is not going to fucking happen again. So then I wrote
For a month later. Okay.
I
How
like
long were you there for this time?
9 months.
Wait, again 9 months?
Yep.
Damn.
But I missed the Fringe. I was there I was of the 9 months I was there. So I still haven't been to the Fringe. I have no idea what it's like. I know. Everyone says.
Oh, you're not a drinker though.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's
But-
a drinking place. I'm going next year for sure.
I'm dying to go.
Yeah. But also it's fun the rest too. A lot of people leave during the Fringe, by the way. Because like it's overcrowded with tourists.
Sure.
I'll sell my apartment for the month for
I'll make
10
a bunch
times,
of money.
whatever, and I'll go to the Highlands, I'll go vacation.
Yeah. So I like worked on this set and it went well.
Yeah.
The mistake I made this time,
Yeah.
different mistake. I had my buddy film it. I had like one of those, remember those flip cams? Like before cell phones had video cameras? Like the little, like the little like handheld ones that you'd,
Flip. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of held it. It's not a GoPro, but it's like
It was the predecessor.
Uh-huh.
So I did that. I had my buddy film it.
No, you have your second set?
I deleted it.
What?
It might be somewhere.
How'd you do?
Pretty well.
Okay, I was gonna say like worse.
No. It went good. It was everyone was stoked afterwards. They were like, "Oh, so much." They were like, all my homies were like, "Thank fucking Christ, dude!" Like we thought
maybe you sucked.
yeah, but it went good, and it was 5 minutes, and it was jokes.
Wow.
But like terrible. But the mistake that I made is I then took that video, and I Facebook messaged it to everyone that I knew.
Yeah.
Like personal like high school friends. 'Cause I'd gotten kicked out of college,
Like,
so
check it out, dude.
yeah. Exactly. So I was like so desperate to prove that I wasn't a loser, and then made it so much worse. I sent it to my English teacher from high school. Like, what the fuck was I thinking, dude?
What were you thinking?
I'm an idiot. I was just an idiot. I was also hammered drunk every day that I was there.
You don't make great decisions when you're drunk.
No.
I don't know if I'm breaking any codes of silence, but yeah, it's not the best decision-making drug.
Every night I would drink. On the way home, I would grab, or I'd make sure I had one in my room. I would get those 2 liters of cider they have, that alcoholic cider.
Yeah.
And I would just guzzle it all night and then go to sleep as the sun was coming up.
Cider. Oh, they do have good cider. Recorderling and Recorderling.
Yeah. And then White Lightning. But this is like their equivalent of a 40.
Did you have Iron Brew?
I love Iron Brew.
Ugh.
Love it, dude. You don't like that shit?
That's another wild one. It just tastes like plastic.
It tastes like bubblegum.
It tastes like bubblegum. You're right.
It's an orange soda that tastes like bubblegum. Scotland and Russia are 2 of the countries where Coca-Cola is not the 2 of the only countries where Coca-Cola is not the number 1 selling soda.
What do they have in Russia?
I don't know, tears from the gulag. I don't know. I'm sure
It's so gross. Tears from the Gulag. Shut up.
it's
mean,
great. What are you talking? That shocks me that
It just looks like orange soda, but it's not orange soda.
It doesn't taste anything like orange.
It's just too plasticky,
It
and
tastes like
everyone's drinking them,
bubblegum.
and they're drinking out of these 1.5 liters or 2 liters.
Yeah,
all
And
the time.
Iron Brew and vodka is a disgusting beverage they can't get enough of.
It's an obese country.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good picture of Iron Brew.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these 2 liters of cider
Yeah.
are like our 40s. You know, it's like the shittiest alcohol they have. It's not made from apples. It's made from onions.
Oh,
It's onion cider.
what is that?
But it's marketed
What's
as
it called?
I'm trying to remember. It wasn't Strongbow,
Strongbow. Oh no,
but it wasn't. It was It was a cheaper version. There was one.
Strongbow's good.
There was one really bad one that was called White Lightning,
Oh yeah.
and that's for bums. That's for like people who drink Listerine. That's up there with 311, not 311. High Gravity, Steel Reserve.
Okay.
You know Steel Reserve?
Also, it does go with 311. Band.
Yeah, totally.
That wasn't wrong. It just wasn't the right thing you're talking about. But
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, it's really bad. But it was like £3 for like a 2 liter of booze.
Wow.
It's like that's a good deal.
Yeah.
And I was broke.
They
as
let you in
shit.
bars then? They let you buy at 17?
I was 19.
19.
So I could
Oh,
drink.
Wow, yeah.
Dog. coming back after that trip.
I'm not being able to drink.
1 year being 20 years old in Chicago, back in prison. Just no bars, no drink. Had to go to the one corner store that would sell to us.
Find someone so you could drink out behind a fucking dumpster like a fucking peasant.
Dog shit.
Instead of going to a bar. And the bars in Scotland are so cool.
And I'm like,
they're not crazy blasting music. It's just like cool, chill.
yeah, and I'm like a pro level drinker.
Right.
I know how to hang in the bar,
Yeah.
keep the fun. Don't
It's
black out,
pubs.
don't puke.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
just
pubs. Catch a buzz, bro.
Yeah, dude. Watch the football game. Be like, what? Or the soccer game. Be
I
like,
love
what-
seeing
why
an
the fuck is this
older
popular?
man reading the paper at a pub by himself.
Drinking a beer.
Drinking a beer, reading the paper, and it's not like, oh, you're an alcoholic. It's like, no, it's a place to go. It's a social situation.
My dad. That's
Really?
100% my dad's.
Dude, I gotta fucking hang out with your dad from now on.
You have more fun for
Wow.
sure.
What if you tell to anybody now? Let's wrap this up because I
Yeah.
know you gotta go, and also whatever. I gotta take a dump. Speaking of Scotland, in August, I gotta take a dump. What would you tell people if they're going to Scotland? Like, you gotta check this out. You gotta go. Not even a place or anything. I mean, I guess I would say the Scottish breakfast.
The Scottish breakfast. You also have to do the shitty Scottish breakfast. There's a thing they have there called Greg's, which is like Dunkin' Donuts.
Eggs, yeah.
And they do these things called sausage rolls that are amazing.
I saw in that thing. It's like it's the cousin. This is the high level cousin of the toned down sausage rolls, Scottish rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a puff pastry with just sausage, and it's so fucking
Yeah,
delicious. They
those are really
sell
good.
out. They're so good.
Yeah.
You got to go to Edinburgh. You got to drink Iron Brew. The candy is so good.
Do you ever have a deep fried Mars bar?
I had a whole fried meal there.
It's an obese country.
It's an obese country. I had fries, a fried slice of pizza, and a fried Oreo for
They
dessert.
love deep frying.
They fry the shit out of everything. But it's fun. But they bust balls, and they're
You know
like
what's funny?
hardy
If you
people.
If you take Glasgow out,
Yeah.
Scotland is not an obese country.
yeah.
It's so obese there. Yeah, they're hardy. They're fun. They're just an invaded country, so it's just like, or I guess they're not a country. They will be the next referendum. I'm pretty positive.
Yeah.
It was like 49-51 on the last one.
Yeah.
And now that was before Brexit. They're like,
Fuck out of here.
yeah, and UK, the Europe is gonna be like, hey, whatever they're giving you, we'll give you.
Yeah.
We'll let's get you out.
The
Red button's still going.
yeah, dude, I can't help but look.
Yeah.
at
I
some-
did look at it once because you're here for the safety net, but that is right in my view where I'll need my
Yeah,
red button's going.
I'm so conditioned.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The candy is way better there.
They do have fun candy.
The air. Have you had an Aero bar?
Yeah.
The mint Aero bar, dude, is
Yeah.
so delicious. It's milk chocolate around this like it has like air pockets. In it.
Air pockets. Yeah.
It's like light, and minty, and delicious.
Yeah.
And Jaffa cakes.
Those are good.
Jaffa
Big
cakes.
fucking cookie, big thick, wafery, and
It's a
like
sponge.
a little Debbie almost.
Yeah, it's a sponge with an orange cream filling and a little chocolate on top. It's so good.
Oh yeah, the cream,
dude.
orange cream filling. You don't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
Jaffa cakes. They're good for breakfast.
It is funny that my whole view of this country is through a child's eye. I'm like, the candy's amazing.
Candy, you can skateboard.
You can skate and do any candy. Yeah, drink an Iron Brew. You go to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
The Isle of Skye is amazing.
You went up there.
I went everywhere.
So you went around too.
Oh, my parents took me everywhere.
Trains are easy, huh?
Trains are amazing. The castles are cool. I didn't appreciate it at the time. I would like to go back.
So, dude, I went to in Edinburgh my first time, and I was like, I think it was my first time. And I went to Ahir and Alice Keeley and Alex Shaw, and I was like, "You guys want to go to the castle in Edinburgh?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "What? No." And they're like, "Ari, where we're from, we have I can't do it, but like Ari, where we're from, we have lots of castles." I was like, "Oh, fair enough." Like it's not that special.
When my buddies, I had some buddies from Edinburgh come and visit me in Chicago, and I took them to the liquor store, and I remember my buddy, his like head popping over one of the aisles.
Yeah.
After he saw a 30 rack for the first time, and he just goes, 30 beers. They got 30 beers. He was mind blown by it. And then we got back to the apartment, and he pulled him out, and he goes, "Oh, sure, it's 30 beers, but they're fucking tiny because they only have pints. They don't have 12-ounce beers."
Yeah, that's a real fucking beer, and also it's already kind of warm, so it doesn't like lose its cold.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah,
But they're fucking tiny.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I love Scotland's a great place.
It's great. You want to go back for the festival? For the
Maybe
Fringe?
in the future. I would want.
Do you have a desire to at some point go?
Yes.
Maybe not. Okay.
Yeah.
Why maybe? Why'd you say maybe like that?
Because the Fringe is gnarly.
It's gnarly.
It's
a lot of work.
The Fringe isn't like, that's not like a fun experience. It is a fun experience. It's a mission.
Disagree, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's a long road.
Let me rephrase. It's not an easy experience.
Right. It's not.
It's not travel. It's work.
Right. You have to make yourself get salads because they don't have them at restaurants.
Yep.
So you have to make yourself go to the supermarket and have like stuff in your fridge like for nutrients. You have to force yourself to not drink one night. You'll be way better off because you don't, and get some sun.
Yeah.
When it is out.
You got to bark. You got to
bark or hire somebody to do it for you.
Yeah, even then, a lot of people still flyer. It's
For yourself.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do it after shows. You're on other people's shows.
Yeah.
Like it's doing 10 minutes. And then after that, I would do it like stand on top like, hey, I got a show at 7. Hey, I got a show at 7. Hey, I got a show at 7. But I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Toby, this is great.
This is great.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Wait.
Fucking everybody, this is the fucking Toby studio here, man. You
helped that.
fucking
Can-
set this whole fucking thing up.
We
You and D's.
Yeah, me, Ryan D, the three of us.
But we like conceived it together. You were like really so helpful. I'm like, dude, what do you want to do? How do you want it to be? Let's get the vibe down.
Yeah. It was an unbelievable experience. I'm so happy. I can't wait to see all the cool stuff that comes out of here, and it'll get better and better as it goes. But before we go, what year was paid? What year did Paid Regular come out?
Paid Regular. By the way, now it's out on YouTube. They're putting it out finally. As of this, it's coming out this Sunday. Paid Regular came out 2012 or 2014.
It had to have been 2014.
Yeah,
2014 or
Passive Aggressive was 2012, 2014.
2014. Yeah. Okay. So, 2014, I was living
It's my special, Paid Regular, from the Comedy Store.
I was living in Chicago. I had just started doing comedy. I lived in this like total flop house. There's like 5 of us. One of my roommates was addicted to heroin. It's like graffiti on the walls, just like smoking inside. We paid our rent in cash, just like just like bad, dude.
Yeah.
Mattress on the floor type shit. And I remember so vividly listening to, you did a podcast where you broke down your whole experience of getting past at the Comedy Store.
Oh, yeah.
And I listened to that.
Yeah.
And it made me cry.
Really?
And I found it to be
yesterday's my 20th anniversary.
I found it to be such an inspiration, and it I was like listening to it, like crying, being like, this, I want that. I want to work that hard for something, and I want to do this. So to go from that to doing this with you is like unbelievable.
Oh,
dude.
wow. So that's why you got it yesterday. We had to work hard to get this done in time before people go off on vacations and stuff. And it was like, and they're like, what about last night? Like, what about Thursday night? And I was like, I can't. It's my 20-year anniversary getting past. I got to do spots. And you're like, okay. You weren't like, come on, man. You were just like, oh.
No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
And that's like cheesy or whatever, but it's fucking real, dude. So,
Yeah. That's funny. I forgot about that podcast. But yeah, I worked hard to get that shit.
you did.
Yeah, now you're
and
fucking
it
helping
fucking
me do
inspired
this
the
thing.
shit out of me, dude.
Yeah.
How about that?
Wow.
So maybe this will inspire someone to go eat shitty food in Scotland.
Yeah, get out there, you guys. What a fucking glorious, never been in the winter. I heard it's depressing as fuck in the winter. What would you tell someone to stay away from? That's a question I got to ask everybody.
Oh.
We don't have to do it.
Interesting.
Avoid.
Anyone wearing a soccer jersey.
Oh, yeah.
They will fight you, dude.
Oh, my God. Drunks are
Yeah.
bad there.
Yeah.
Bad there.
And anyone drinking and playing the slot machine in the bar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The casino bar. That thing.
That's a desperate human being.
Oh, my God.
Stay away from them. They will fuck your shit up.
Guys, it's one of my favorite places in the world, Scotland. Get out there and go see it. You got to go. I have a deep connection to that place, and I'm glad we did this at a place that I've been, and I love Scotland. And it's not a country, but it is a country. God damn, I love Scotland. So get out there and go fucking see it for yourself, everybody. Thank you, Toby. I appreciate it.
Dude, thank you, man.
Yeah, and you'll come back and do another place.
Sure. Down.
Okay.
Anytime.
Well, that's the episode, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Toby McMullen, for coming in and doing it. Don't forget to check out his podcast, Dynamite Rocket Ship, that I'm on either this week or next week. But go ahead and subscribe to his and check it out right now. It was a fun one. We took callers. We rarely take callers anymore. It's an old radio thing. Damn, this experience for him in Scotland is interesting because the skateboard life, it's like it really goes to show you it's not the main city that he's talking about. It's a different city and it's a different time in his life. And it's not what most people would tell someone going to Scotland that they got to check out. So it just gives you a different version of it. I saw somebody, I'll read comments the first day, especially on YouTube. I saw somebody post about the Somalia episode and say, like, oh, all he did was he didn't tell me what it's going to be like for me to go to Somalia. And it's like, nah, it's not really what we're doing here. I'm telling you what their time was like. What you want is like Lonely Planet, which I'm not against. Go to Lonely Planet or travel blogs, things like that. This ain't that. This is experiential. So you might glean something that you can do while you're there. The food to get, shit like that. Doesn't apply to Somalia as much. Evil. But anyway, they're all fun, good stories. Next week, Adrienne Appalucci is on the podcast. Her new special is going to come out, The Dark Queen. I got to promote that. I produced it. Louis C.K. directed it. Very, very proud about that. And that's out next week. So please set your, I don't know, DVRs, VCRs. Go to Netflix and just hit like click to rate to, watch later kind of shit, whatever. And then when you watch it all the way through. And if you can't like stay, just let it keep playing. You can even turn the TV off, but let it keep playing so it goes all the way through. That helps the algorithm there. Comments help here on YouTube, so leave a comment. Something about Toby's. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Time in Scotland, or if you've seen Dynamite Rocket Ship, mention something from that, the podcast, and yeah, that's it. Again, my farewell tour, I'll just run them down. They're all available at arishafir.com. December 13th and 14th in Austin. I'll just do cities. Tahoe, and then January. Pittsburgh, Providence, Salt Lake City, Brea, Nashville, San Antonio, Tampa, Denver. Into March, Schaumburg, Atlanta, Portland, San Jose, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale. And in April and June, Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton. In June is Alaska. And then that'll be it from me. Please subscribe. Today's episode is produced by the Your Mom's House Network. Or is it just Your Mom's House Network? Is that what it is? Is there a network of houses by your mom? It sounds like I'm being silly, right? You ever read yourself be like sarcastic and you're like, I wasn't being sarcastic there. I wasn't trying to be silly. I'm legitimately wondering, is it the Your Mom's House Network or is it Your Mom's House Network? Your Mom's House Network. Or is it their accusation, Your Mom's House Network? Or Your Mom's House and then the network of those people? Because you the listeners to Segura's podcast would be the Your Mom's House Network. Guys, none of this matters. You should have tuned out by now. But let's wrap it up. I would like to say before I go that Tony Hinchcliffe, I'll be on Kill Tony this week, doing something really disgusting. If you don't like shock value comedy, then I would stay away from this week's episode because I do something so shocking that actually, Tony, you probably should cut that out. You should probably cut that out. It's not right or left. It's just wrong. By the way, Tony Hinchcliffe, I should say this, has got a great podcast called Kill Tony. You should check it out. If you're there live, it's the best ones to see. It'll make you laugh. Tony Hinchcliffe is also a great comedian who will also make you laugh. He kills in every room he's in. Occasionally, his stuff gets out to other people who are looking to get angry at things, and then they will get angry, and that's also funny. But mostly, he's just there to make you laugh. You can get angry. That's your right, for sure, as an American. Almost your responsibility. There's 3 types of people in this world, by the way, when it comes to jokes. There is, and every joke can have a few from each side. Like Brian Regan said something like that once on We Might Be Drunk. That I'll be on next week with Adrian. He goes, if you bomb horribly, one person laughs. You're like, well, that is funny. That's one laugh. That's Brian Regan. Clean, really legendary comedian Brian Regan. If you make one person laugh, that is funny. Resulted in laughter. So great. So there's 3 types of people. People who laugh, that's generally, especially when you're a stand-up comedy show. Not all of my shows, you don't always get mostly laughs. You got a lot of fucking silence. Like, what did that even mean? This guy is too high. This guy should stop drinking and commit to his act. No, but you get mostly just laughs. Sometimes you get just non-laughs, which is not like anger. That's just like neutral. That's neither here nor there. That's when I get political jokes, especially in England. I'll go to England. They'll make something about the Tories or the there's another party, and I don't know who they're talking about. I don't know, so I can't laugh really. I'm just like, you know? But I can hear laughter around me, so it's funny. It's just doesn't get anything from me. So laughter, bewilderment, you know, or just non-laughter, and then anger is the third one. Anger. So you get a bunch of people laughing. The angry ones are really interesting and kind of funny to me because you get a lot of people actually allowing themselves joy, and in that same moment, you get people so far past, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling the joy. They're just mad, and I just kind of want to reach out to them and say, you need to go smell some flowers. You need to probably close your laptop or your iPhone because these guys are just trying to make you laugh, and it's okay if they don't. But for you to be angry, I would say you might be dorking it up. You might be too riled up by either politics or something going on in your life. But man, we're all just trying to have a good time. You should join us. You should just try to have a good time with us. It's fun. It's fun to have a good time, and it's not fun to be angry. But I get it. The internet has made everybody pretty mad at each other. I think there should be regulations against Mark Zuckerberg, against the people who are like pushing the negative stuff to us at a higher rate than they push the positive stuff. So it makes people think the world is terrible. And then you go outside, everyone's kind of smiling and nice to each other. But everyone's also seeing all these monsters out there because they're on there too much. This thing that makes you full of anxiety and anger. It really makes you turn against your friends. Now, the audience shouldn't know that because you guys are dumb. That's fine. You're not really in the day-to-day. You're like, wow, that made me mad. But you should look at your sources. You should look at if you actually just watched a comedy set and were angered by it. You might be a drunk white lady at a comedy show. Or you might have been shown something saying, look how mad you should be at this. And then you did get mad at it. So you fell into the trap, which I fall into too, of, being angry because of the internet, which helps you be on there more, which helps them sell ads to you more. They're using you as a product. You're turning against your friends so you can be a product to Facebook corporations, Instagram, Facebook, and then YouTube as well. It's a separate corporation. But they're pushing things to make you mad and you're falling into it. And I fall into it a lot. So I'm not any better than you. I'm just telling you, we're all having a good time. You should join us. Until next week, everybody, when Adrian Appalucci, probably my favorite comedian in the world, comes on. I'm very, very proud of her new special coming out that I helped make. Cheerio. How do you say goodbye in Scotland? Taps aff? No, that's how you say take your shirt off. Anyway. Ciao? No. Leach Road? No. Bye. Goodbye? No, I'll say it in Scotland. See? It's funny to make fun of people.